everyone! Today's story celebrates a very, very special person. Her name is Pura Belpré, and she is a librarian and, more importantly, a storyteller. Pura came all the way from one country to another to start her own life as a librarian, to teach kids all over the importance of a story. Grab your comfy pillows and let's get started on our story. Planting stories. The life of librarian and storyteller Pura Belpré. It is 1921. Pura Teresa Belpré lives in her home in San Juan. For a visit to New York, words travel with her, stories her abuela taught her, cuentos folclóricos Pura retold in the shade of a tamarind tree in Puerto Rico. Now, a new island stretches before her, ripe for planting seeds of the cuentos she carries. Manhattan, a city of hustle and bustle, bigger, louder, crowded, yet alive with hope and possibility. What began as a visit to celebrate her sister's wedding became the first steps in a new land, y una vida nueva for Pura. She works first in a garment factory. Garment is another word for clothing. But it is cold floors and hard edges, not the soft, fertile ground where seeds take root. Then, a golden opportunity. Una bendición. The library needs a bilingual assistant, someone who speaks more than one language. Pura speaks Spanish, English, and French. She is perfect for the job. She's looking at the library. But where are her abuela's stories? Not one folktale from Puerto Rico is on the shelves. How lucky for the library that Pura has story seeds ready to plant and grow. In the children's room, she lights the story hour candle and begins. Her eyes dance and her voice sings. Pura's words paint a picture of a little house with a round balcony where Martina, a beautiful Spanish cockroach, meets Perez, a handsome and gallant mouse. El ratoncito Perez y la cucaracha Martina, a tale from the tamarind tree. When Pura's story is done, each child makes a wish on the candle, and with a wisp of air, la vela is blown out. Now, Pura has a wish too, to plant her story seeds throughout the land. Pura learns to make puppets. She snips and sews her clothes, paints their delicate faces. Look, she's making them. Families come to hear folktales en inglés y español, to watch Pura's puppets dance across the stage of her stories. But the library needs libros for its shelves. How can more children read Pires y Martina and other cuentos de Puerto Rico? Pura puts her stories in an envelope and mails it to Frederick Warren, a publisher, someone who might help her make a book. Soon, Pires y Martina is a book! Now a published author, puppeteer, and a storyteller, Pura travels from branch to branch, classroom to classroom, to churches and community centers, planting her seeds, her story seeds, in the hearts and minds of children new to this island who wish to remember la lengua y los colores of home. Writing, learning, speaking, teaching, traveling. Pura does not slow down until, like the beautiful Martina, she meets her Perez. On a December day in New York, Pura marries the musician Clarence Cameron White. An año away from the library, she decides 1 year to start a new life as a wife. But a year stretches on. Together they travel to new cities. Clarence plays his music, and Pura tells her stories. They are happy years of music and writing, separations and reunions, friends, family, and stories always. Until on a June day in New York, Clarence stops playing his music, and Pura's stories must begin again. It is 1961. Pura returns to the library. There are others now, storytellers, who make the puppets dance, who read Pires y Martina, The Tiger and the Rabbit, Juan Bobo, and the Three Magi, and many more of Pura's stories to the children. And look, they've turned into books too. The seeds she has planted, the roots that grew shoots into the open air of possibility, have become a lush landscape into which she steps as though she never left. The end. For our adults that would like to read, or friends that would like to read more books, I'm going to add the list of books that Pura wrote so that we can all enjoy the amazing stories and seeds that our author, Pura Belpré, wrote. In our story today, Pura came to New York City, and she went into the library, and she looked around, and she didn't see or find any books that were from her country, that were in her language, in Spanish. She also spoke English and French, but she couldn't find any books that were in Spanish or that celebrated who she was or her heritage, her culture. It's really important that when we look in our libraries or when we look around at other people's books or our own books, that we find things that we see ourselves in. So Pura, she didn't see that. She couldn't find a mirror, a book that made her feel like she belonged. So she created one. And then she created a couple more. And she shared them with as many people as she could. And now, if you go into any library, especially in New York City, you'll see Pura Belpré's books, as well as if you go to the library, the big New York Public Library with the lions outside of it in Manhattan, you'll see a big painting of her. She's very special. She helped change how our libraries, books, were celebrating people. She made sure that there were books that made her feel welcomed and made other children that were from Puerto Rico or other countries of Hispanic heritage feel welcomed and feel like they belong. That's a really special and really brave thing to do. So today, I thought we could take a moment and put our hand on our heart and put our other hand on our heart. Or you can put it on your belly, whatever feels good. I'm going to do my heart. And we can just send a big thank you to all the authors that make sure that there are books that mirror or show us that we belong. Especially authors like Pura Belpré, who saw that there wasn't something, saw that there weren't enough books to celebrate people like her. And so she made them. So let's send out a big thank you to all the amazing authors and illustrators, the people who make all the beautiful pictures in our books, for helping us feel welcomed and like we belong, and giving us something that we can say, hey, that looks like me. Or that it's in a language that we speak. Okay, friends, I'm going to hold my heart, and I'm going to breathe in a loving breath, and I'm going to send all the authors and illustrators a big gratitude breath. Ready? Breathe in all your love and send out lots of gratitude. Let's do it 2 more times. Breathe in all the love and send out some more gratitude. Last time. Breathe in lots of love for the authors and illustrators that help us feel welcomed and mirrored. Breathe it all in and send them some gratitude. Okay, my loves. Next time that you're in a library or you're looking for a book and you feel like, I don't see any that look like me, or I don't see any that are in the language that I know, find your adult and tell them, let's make a book together. Or you can find one that looks just like you. It might take a little bit of time, but there's so many books out there. We'll find one. And if you can't, maybe you plant a seed, just like Pura Belpré did, and create your own. Okay, my loves, I'll see you next time. Thanks for reading with me today. Bye.